Previously, on Keeping Up with the Kenya Kwanza government.
Is he in control now?
He's still the president.
He is still the president, but a ceremonial one.
Is Raila Odinga slowly eating President Ruto's government from within?
This memorandum of understanding so that we are all clear on what it is and what it is not.
It all began as a handshake of hope, a memorandum of understanding many believed would bring unity between President William Ruto and Raila Odinga. But instead of peace, Kenyans have been treated to a political drama, a fierce power play cloaked in diplomacy.
Wewe unasema tupe William Ruto nafasi afanye kazi yake. Akikampeni yeye mwenyewe ndiye alituambia akiweka Biblia chini. Akiweka Biblia chini inamaanisha nini? Kwani unachukua miaka 10 kuweka Biblia chini? Sio sisi tulisema, ni yeye mwenyewe alisema ako na mpango, anajua kazi, akiweka Biblia chini atatatua hii maneno. Kwa hivyo tukimkosoa tunamkosoa kwa maneno yake mwenyewe.
Far from a peaceful alliance, the public has watched as Raila's battalion turned their rallies into open-air courtrooms, putting President Ruto on trial in the court of public opinion.
We must stop being psychophants. We must stop being psychophants. If something is wrong, it is wrong. Na mimi sitajiunga na hawa ndugu zetu wengine wa ODM wameingiza mrija ndani ya serikali ya Ruto, wanavuta maziwa peke yao, alafu wanasema katibu mkuu anyamaze. Nazungumza kwa niaba ya hawa ambao maziwa haikuji kwa hiyo mrija. Asante sana, Mungu awabariki.
Unsolicited and unwarranted utterances by ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, particularly when in Luo Nyanza, must stop, because it only portrays a man who is in a mission to disintegrate the Luo community and disentangle the Luo community with the national government and its leadership. Thank you very much.
It has left many wondering, has Raila Odinga in fact taken over the reins of power? Some even argue that if not for Raila's cunning maneuvers, Ruto might have been sidelined entirely, reduced to a spectator in Sugoi, as his administration slipped into the hands of the military or an unruly tide of Gen Z protesters in the wake of the 2024 demonstrations.
Ruto must go! Zakayo shuka! Zakayo shuka! Zakayo!
Unajua mimi na yeye tumekuwa tukipiga Raila. Lakini Raila is the king of peace. Wewe mwenyewe unajua ulikuwa unaita yeye mzee wa kitandawili. Ulikuwa unatuambia utaweka yeye kwa wheelbarrow upeleke huko Bondo. Kidogo your excellency sasa mmesameana mmekuwa kitu kimoja.
So, who's really running the show? Ruto or Raila? According to Ndura Waruingi, the real power broker in Kenya isn't who you think. It is Raila Odinga. Ndura claims that Raila is quietly doing the bidding of the deep state, acting as its behind-the-scenes lever to keep President Ruto in check. This, he says, explains why outspoken ODM leaders can freely take shots at Ruto without facing any consequences from Raila's grip in ODM. They are playing a deeper, well-orchestrated game.
A political romance between the president and the opposition leader Raila Odinga. Can it hold water? What will happen? Itakuwa strong kweli.
For you to take serious on the matters Ruto and Raila, do not take anything serious from Junet Mohammed. Do not take anything serious from Junet Mohammed. For you to know the real picture of what is happening, where Raila minds is. Just go look, wait for Sifuna. As every moment Sifuna opens his mouth, that is Raila opening his mouth. So there's no bromance about whatever you're saying. All what they know, they want to have is most power, to control power. As they said, they are not an NGO. For them, it's about how do we get ourselves inside to do a coup. The coup that Raila was saying was done by the military, it will be done politically, and it has already been initiated. There is a coup. All the members of parliament, the lead ministers, the people around, they have been removed. That's a coup. Chairmen and your committees in the parliament that were aligned to Ruto, they have been removed. That's a coup. A new team has been created by Raila. That's a coup. Ministers were removed and Raila royalists were given position. That's a coup. You're getting me?
Yeah.
So Raila is slowly but surely advancing. And he's making his work. And also at the same time, anapora pesa. Because every time they want to do something, he tells Ruto, we will need this money. We need 1 billion. We need 10 billion. We need 30 billion. We need 1 trillion for this to happen. And slowly but surely, he is affirming himself to the ambassadorial society that I'm the man in control. And my state house now has shifted from the main state house. We are working from Capitol Hill. Now, when you see ambassadors coming and issuing statements, because of course, ambassador will visit you, they can also visit me and maybe come and say hi to me. But now they are making ministerial statement flanked by a minister. That is now a government. And this means ambassador visited this man in the capacity of being the head of the state. So whatever that is happening now, or you will find now you'll be seeing more frequent ambassadors visiting Raila and consulting with Raila.
More than the president.
More than the president, because they will recognize Raila than the president. Because at one point, Ruto has been arrogant to them. And they have found how to overthrow, because this is being mechanized and prepared and organized by the foreign corps, the foreign the ambassadors from other nations. They're the one behind pushing for Raila to take over so that they can tame, because they know who Ruto can be. They know a brutal Ruto, they know a Christian Ruto, they know a businessman Ruto, and they know a Ruto who is a coward, a Ruto who is arrogant, a Ruto who is they know him. So they will prefer to work with Baba, because Baba, you know him, when he's angry, he will go to Kibera, and he has a Kinagaucho there, he gives some money, and they will go and attack people. They will go and beat Selassie like a Brukenge.
And on that matter, if at all Raila is now in control, there was a statement here by actually on a newspaper where the president was advised by the NIS to leverage on Raila's goodwill in his government, that for him to secure, or rather to safeguard his position as the commander-in-chief, he should dance to Raila's tune by giving more, or rather fulfilling his demands to retain control of the parliament. So, according to you, do you feel that the president that we know, do you feel that eventually, ama kila kitu ambacho Raila anasema, the president will be doing it?
Now that question answers a question I tried to explain to you. Who could have manipulated the nation into the formation of the Gen Z? Why do we reach there that the entire nation was at standstill? Who could have done that so that Ruto was so scared to call Raila to come and help him? Because he was firm, very firm, on doing any dealings with Raila. Until things came out very badly. That is when now the NSIS spoke to him and told him, for you to be stable now, you need a Raila. And now what they are doing is raising the profile of Raila into the government to create an opposition in the government that will checkmate Ruto. That is period. That's the work of the NSIS. And they are in their work. They are in their office. The NSIS, they don't side with anybody. They side with the nation. How can we stabilize the nation? Look, sometimes back, nobody was interested. Nobody was really interested in working with Ruto. All departments of the country, everybody was running away from Ruto because he was an arrogant Ruto, was a man who would not listen to anybody, was a man that would fight everybody and anybody. Until NSIS, no, they were not, because the work of NSIS is to control the nation, stabilize the nation, and by economically doing so, politically doing so, socially doing so. So when they fail in all these and they find it's not working, they will create an animal, they will create a monster, and this monster will cause terror to the person they want to tame. So literally, as I told Uhuru what happened, he was so arrogant, he was going out to drink beer, because Uhuru is a man, he's a peace-loving Kenyan, who does not even imagine you are supposed to be locked somewhere because you are a president. He thinks everybody you is a friend. And because this was making their work so hard for them, that they were not able to protect the president as the law stipulates, they created like a robbery somewhere, and his car was involved in the middle, and they came and rescued him. But it is them. They're the robbers, they're the rescuers, they're everything. Until that day, Uhuru was tamed. The same thing you see, Ruto has been tamed and will be tamed by bringing a disease. It is like when we had, what was this bacteria that was introduced? There's a bacteria that was introduced to kill another bacteria.
Actually, most of the time, kama uko na TB, the injections unapewa kwa mkono na one TB, so that it can prevent you from getting TB eventually.
Yes.
Yeah. They introduce a disease to tackle another disease.
Or maybe they bring worms to eat the other worms to be able to contain the situation. That is what they know. They create a bacteria that will eat the other bacteria. It's a man-eat-man society. It's a man-eat-man society. So this is what they have done. They have created a bacteria called Raila to eat a bacteria that is called Ruto. And then they have given more power to Raila than to Ruto. Literally what they are trying to bring down. But now there is a cartel with Ruto, and there is a cartel with Raila who takes advantage. When Mungiki became so strong, Mungiki members, NSIS was involved to magnify us. They brought us so and created terror in us that everybody feared and hated us. So when the police was advised now to crack on us, nobody was for us. NSIS will give you room. Just try, just go. So that they will hit, they are waiting you somewhere. And once you have been given a room and you have a leeway, you operate like you are a king. So they will control you. And they will give you some 10 people to come and lift you up and call you the king. You are the king, you are the king, you are the same people who will be advised at the right point, drop you down. And you will be left alone in the desert. Now coming from that desert, coming back, that is now where you need the people you coincide. Security teams can do anything to make sure they control the population, they control the leadership, and also they balance the equation. They can build Raila to become a monster for Ruto now to agree to what they want, because the government is never ruled by the president in power. The government is ruled by the intelligence systems. So what happens is that if this man Waroingi becomes so arrogant to the intelligence systems, and I don't want to listen to you, what you'll do, you'll make me vulnerable. And then when I'm vulnerable, I'll run to you to ask you, what can I do? Then I will have caused another force to come and make sure now I'm more vulnerable and more dreaded, and I'm living in fear. Then the systems will be put to tame me forever. Yep. So as I'm looking at the situation now, that is where we are. But again, there are cartels. Now you see now, the Raila cartels have come in. They want to grab everything from the Ruto cartels. So what will happen, the Ruto cartels will fight the Raila cartels, and dangerous blunders will be caused deliberately, so that one group will be blamed on the other group. And this group will do it deliberately. Because when you saw Bandi with Raila, Bandi is the minister for finance, with Raila in a private office, with an ambassador, Raila flanked by a minister who is supposed to be with the president, but they have gone to a private office to do transactions that are national. That one tells you that that's an automatic coup. That these people are no longer now listening to Ruto, they are listening to their president.
And that is Raila.
And that is Raila.
So, according to your own perspective, eventually, okay, or perhaps the ODM fraternity has already taken control of the entire government.
Yes, they have controlled.
Now, we're still on the military issue. When the CS of Defense maintains that the Kenyan military is professional and it doesn't engage in, it's always apolitical.
Yes.
It doesn't engage in, the affairs of politics. Don't you think you're just giving a contradicting statement? Ukiangalia na kile ambacho CS of Defense anasema.
Wewe you see now the CS bandi is loyal to who? As we've seen now. Is loyal to who?
Raila.
Is loyal to Raila. That's a parallel government. So IPAN is loyal, is a a close friend of Ruto. A close, for that matter, friend of Ruto. They have worked with them in the party politics towards leading to the general election. This is a lady that really worked for the Masai vote to come in. So these people are close. And when you see a person giving up the position of maybe security to a woman of that matter, you understand her. So IPAN was told what to say. Who's told her? It is either the army commanders or the president himself. So IPAN cannot issue a statement without the endorsement of either the president or the army. And the army cannot be able, the commanders cannot give out a statement without the endorsement of their senior, the general commander, the commander-in-chief. There's nothing where that in the ranks of the army, a serious matter of that nature that can be issued without the commander-in-chief being aware. But the same commander-in-chief did not come out to denounce what his core principle has said, that I helped you. So, because if I helped you get from a car crash, I'm helping you because already you are in a car crash and you know it, that I am in a car crash. So that is why I came to help you. Now look, this man, he say, I helped you from a possible coup. Meaning, the intelligence was aware and the president himself was aware. So that is why Raila came to rescue him. But since Raila said this, Ruto has never denounced it. Ruto has never distanced himself, has never told the public there was no coup. Because when you keep quiet, you justify your core principle statement that there was a coup. So when you justify it, you endanger your soldiers. You endanger your deputies, the people under you. You endanger Kahareri. That's Kahareri is from which force?
He's a Navy.
Is the Navy.
Yeah.
You endanger that man from Air Force. You endanger that man from the Kenya Army. You also endanger from which other army we have, the commandos, all them. You endanger them, and in public eye, people would be arguing. So this guy wanted to overthrow our president. So can Kahareri go to see the Kalenjin land?
But just a minute, Apostle.
Yeah.
The president is not, he is the commander-in-chief.
Yes.
But the people who are being accused of trying to overthrow him already responded to the statement, and that is the military.
Yes.
If the military say that's a lie.
Who is in charge of the military?
Of course, we have the CDF.
No. CIC.
Okay.
Commander-in-chief.
He is
in charge of the military affairs.
Apostle, someone will ask, if you're saying the intelligence planned maybe let's start from the Gen Z coup, and then the intelligence planned for everything to happen, and they advised Ruto, why will Ruto bow down to Raila's demands?
No, listen, first of all, I'll come to that. Commander-in-chief is the instructor of the army. Before Kahareri will do anything, he will ask permission from his boss. They have a meeting almost every day. They have a security meeting. And number two, they have a defense council meeting where they meet all of them, where you have all the army commanders, the intelligence, the police senior, the minister for defense, the minister for internal security, the minister for finance, the minister for agriculture. They all meet, the president and the deputy president and the attorney general. They meet as
the defense council.
That's the defense council. So when you are sitting with these people in the same room, that these people wanted to overthrow you, an allegation from outside, and you are not denouncing the statement from your core principle, because Raila is not a CIC, but he has made the allegation that the people you are drinking tea together in the morning, they had a plan against you. So whatever that comes out of it, the first person who could have denied the statement, it is Ruto, because he is the army himself. He is the person that these people are under. They are taking instructions from him. So he's the one that should have stood with his army, telling his army, or telling the Kenyan people, my army is royal. My people are royal. They cannot be able to do this. And I have a good system that is trustworthy. And the Kenyan, I want to assure you, our army does not have bad behaviors. But instead, it is Kaharedi who did the statement, and they even threatened to go to court.
Now, what if the president told the army to respond on his behalf?
They could have quoted, we are on the instruction of commander-in-chief. That's protocol. You cannot do something of national interest, national security, without the input of your senior.
But actually, the statement, the statement was posted by the CS of Defense. So if the CS of Defense, who is a close ally to the president, says these allegations are baseless, why don't you feel that it's...
Where is the... Listen now, let me look at it. When Gachagua accused and said that Bomasi, and I told you we do the story about Bomasi, you kakata ukaogopa. Because I knew what's going to happen. When Gachagua said Bomasi imekuliwa, who was the first to respond? It is Ruto, who said, Bomasi iko sawa, we are doing a first class Bomas. Tunafanya Bomas mpya ambao ni auditorium first class in Africa or in the world. It's Ruto who came up with the statement. Was there no minister to do that? Was there no minister? There was a minister who could have done that, but because this is my question is, what I'm looking for is all of us, we think loudly. Yeah. Because this is a very serious allegations, very bad allegations. When somebody says that this guy wanted to kill you, and then we go on laughing together, we go on dining together, we go on meeting together, and nobody was asking the question? No. Let us use this. Let us make it like how Harambee Stars was defeated. Let's think loudly. And also answer it loudly. Then you have a common, because we are all common people, we have common senses, and our senses are working. You can see there are gaps. This is a serious matter. It is not a minister who is supposed to issue the statement. Minister is in charge of the political affairs and all those kind of things. There is a serious person. When the person is CIC, commander-in-chief, that is the one who was supposed to issue a statement, say, I am leading an outfit that is royal, that is faithful, and they are obedient to the constitution of this country. He's the one that was supposed to issue that statement. But when he kept quiet, he left us to have such an argument we are having now. We are just speculating.
Okay, why do you think now the president didn't respond as expected, as you thought that he would respond?
There are so many changes that are happening in the country. You see, like now, Dede Nyoro was removed. What was the accusation? That he's diverting money from the national coffers, taking to the CDF. That was the accusation. But if you look at, see, he got 188 million, like any other constituency. And whatever he has done there is building schools, he's building roads and making everything work there. So the money he was given was enough. In fact, he hasn't spent all the money. You see, that was the platform that was used to remove Dede Nyoro. The platform that was used to remove any other person, who was this? There's another guy who was removed. There's Ngokoyo.
Yeah, Ngokoyo from Kajiado.
Ngokoyo from Kajiado.
Yeah.
They were told that they were asked to participate in something and they refused to participate. They were never given a letter to go and be listened to. They were never been told anything to go and be. They looked for flimsy things. Others have been accused of corruption. Others have been accused of negligence. Small things, because there must be a reason to remove you. So whatever that happened to Dede Nyoro is or will almighty happen to some of the army commanders. There will be some accusation. Of course, that is enough accusation. Why will we have an army that wanted to overthrow the government? Yeah, that's the question.